anyone else feel like running?
This game just won't die. So I just recently did my yearly playthrough of Skyrim, as most do, and while I was playing, I realized that I'd been playing Skyrim for well over 10 years now. Upon looking back at the experience, it doesn't feel that long. It doesn't feel that long that we were getting out of school, walking home, and booting up Skyrim on our trusty 360 or PS3, and playing, in my case, all night. There are very few games that stand the test of time and defy what it means for a game's longevity, and even fewer that have ingrained themselves into our culture and in our lives. Which is why today we're going to take a deep look at why Skyrim is immortal. The world of Skyrim is one that is full yet empty, and vibrant but dark, and yet when experienced in its fullness, it's one that is like no other. From bustling wildlife to interactive characters and stories, the world just feels real. It's no secret Skyrim has influenced and inspired many works of media. When looking at other RPG titles, it's clear that the elements that made Skyrim successful were inevitably replicated, albeit not in the same way, but they try to capture the same lightning in a bottle. The unmoving of Skyrim's placement in gaming culture is shown by its DNA, which is seen in just about every RPG title since. As far as lore and world building goes, the Soulsborne games are the closest thing players have to a world that feels real and immersive. The popularity of Elden Ring showed that the Souls-like gameplay with an immersive, well-built world would capture that lightning. Other games like the Fable series do a pretty good job as well. The lore and magic systems in both IPs are solid and very satisfying, although the later release of Fable 3 was not what players had come to enjoy or want, as it had, quote, an underdeveloped combat system, uneven story, and heaps of bland quests and an endgame that felt rushed, all of that to make the overall experience feel unfocused. I personally really enjoyed Fable 3 despite the flaws. I was drawn into its full and gorgeous world and interactive elements. I especially remember playing with friends and buying houses together and doing quests, as at the time there was very few RPGs like that where they offered the player freedom to that degree. I wasn't used to it, but nonetheless the game managed to keep me coming back even to this day. Cyberpunk 2077. It is the closest thing, in my opinion, to capturing that captivating immersion and building a world that truly feels like a dystopian future. The feel of the world as you drive around slums and high-rises really puts you in the game. The real-world aspects of corporate authoritarian society also puts it a cut above in terms of storytelling. I won't go too much into my love for Cyberpunk, not as a comeback game, but as a game that has had me sink many hours and playthroughs into its vibrant city. Cyberpunk definitely has had a rough beginning run, but like Skyrim, the vision and passion that went into what we all wanted it to be turned out to be one of the best open world games out. Still, as many RPGs that have come out over the years, while Skyrim got nothing but remaster after remaster after re-release and so on, the game never lost its core player base. The people that have been enmeshed with the sheer amount of content in Skyrim and the fantastic visuals and community are all still there. In my opinion, Skyrim is, like to a lot of people, a game that will never get old and remains to this day a piece of media that is yet to be done again. Among other things, Skyrim's core gameplay and essence is what makes it different from any other RPG. The idea of being completely free to do whatever I want, whenever I want, in a fantasy world I can tailor to my liking is the very thing that keeps me coming back. There aren't many worlds like Skyrim in terms of amount of lore and building that went into making Skyrim's open world what it is. While Oblivion was more ambitious in what it wanted to accomplish with more dialogue, spellcrafting, and simple quality of life features, I think the old adage, less is more, holds true in this case, as simplifying the best parts of an already extensive system made for an outstanding and unforgettable experience. The world of Skyrim is a masterclass in world building, creating an environment that feels both expansive and intimate. From the towering peaks of the throat of the world to the dense forests of Falkreath, every corner of Skyrim is meticulously crafted to immerse players in its Nordic-inspired landscape. The attention to detail is evident in its diverse ecosystem, weather patterns, and dynamic day-night cycle that breathes life into the game. The lore of Skyrim is rich and deep, with a history that spans thousands of years. The lore is woven right into the fabric of the game, with books, scrolls, and NPC dialogues providing insights into the history, culture, and politics of the land. The civil war between the Imperial Legion and the Stormcloaks adds a layer of complexity to the story, forcing players to make choices that impact the world around them. When comparing Skyrim to other RPGs, it's clear that its world building and quest design set it apart. Games like The Witcher 3 and Breath of the Wild have also received praise for their open worlds and immersive experiences, but Skyrim's influence is undeniable. The freedom to explore the depth of the lore and the variety of quests make it a standout title in the RPG genre. The Witcher 3 offers a more narrative-driven experience with a focus on storytelling and character development. While its world is beautifully crafted and rich in detail, it doesn't offer the same level of freedom as Skyrim. Breath of the Wild, on the other hand, emphasizes exploration and discovery, with a vast open world that encourages players to experiment and find their own path. However, it lacks the depth and lore and complex quest lines that Skyrim provides. In contrast, games like Dragon Age Inquisition provide structured narratives with defined paths, but Skyrim's sandbox approach allows for a more personalized experience. The sense of discovery and the ability to shape the world according to one's choices makes Skyrim a game that players return to time and time again. When talking about the way to play the game and the quest lines and freedom given to the player on how to do any number of quests at any given moment, the quests in Skyrim are designed to be open-ended, allowing players to approach them in multiple ways. Whether you prefer stealth, combat, or magic, there are always options available to suit your playstyle. The Radiant quest system ensures that there are always something to do, generating random quests based on your progress and location in the game. However, not all quests are created equal. Some side quests can feel repetitive and lack the depth of the main storylines. The Radiant quest system, while innovative, can sometimes lead to a sense of monotony, as players find themselves completing similar tasks over and over again. The Dark Brotherhood questline is often considered one of the best in Skyrim. It allows players to delve into the sinister world of assassins, with a series of missions that are both engaging and morally complex. The narrative is rich with intrigue, betrayal, and dark humor, making it a standout experience. Players are tasked with carrying out assassinations, each with its own unique challenges and opportunities for creative problem solving. The questline culminates in a dramatic and satisfying conclusion, solidifying its place as a fan favorite. On the other hand, the College of Winterhold questline is often seen as one of the weaker aspects of the game. While it starts with an intriguing premise of joining a prestigious institution for mages, the storyline quickly becomes linear and underwhelming. The quests feel rushed, and the characters lack depth, making it difficult to become fully invested in the narrative. Compared to other guilds in the game, the College of Winterhold's questline falls short in delivering a memorable and engaging experience. However, it's important to acknowledge Bethesda's creation engine, while ambitious, has often been criticized for its bugs and glitches. Players have encountered everything from floating NPCs to game-breaking crashes. These issues can be frustrating and detract from the overall experience and immersion. Additionally, the game's AI can sometimes feel lackluster, with NPCs exhibiting odd behaviors and limited interactions. While I don't blame all of it on the creation engine, as it is actually a really powerful engine still to this day, I mean, look at all the overhauls to visual gameplay, UI, and so much more. Some take it even a step further and completely recreate a whole new game. I think Bethesda is mostly at fault for not using the engine to its fullest potential, and literally saying, modders will fix it, boasting the engine's potential but not utilizing it. Now, I'm aware that this is like the meta for Bethesda at this point. I just wanted to point out that the game's engine is solid gold, and the game's problems lay solely at the feet of Bethesda. While the creation engine may be old, it's not one without current day use, especially in making Skyrim look absolutely gorgeous. As previously mentioned, the modding community and community in general have put in some serious passion and work into creating the game they want. I personally like the vanilla feel, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not immune to some gorgeous lighting overhaul mods. From the moment the game was released, players from all over the world had come together to share their experiences, tips, and stories. The community has played a crucial role in keeping Skyrim alive and relevant, even as new games have come and gone. The introduction of tools like the Creation Kit made it easier for players to create and share their own content, leading to a surge in creativity and innovation. New mods were released that pushed the boundaries of what was possible within the game. Graphics overhauls, new gameplay mechanics, and entirely new quest lines were just some of the additions that modders had brought to Skyrim. The release of Skyrim Special Edition in 2016 provided a fresh platform for modders to work with, leading to even more impressive creations. Even so, in Bethesda fashion, we were met with yet another challenge. The introduction of paid mods on platforms like Steam sparked controversy and debate within the community. While some saw it as a way to support modders for their hard work, others felt it went against the spirit of modding as a free and open practice. Despite these challenges, the community has remained resilient and continues to thrive. Regardless of your stance on the creation kit, pay for mods model, it's also worthy to note the sheer dedication and loyalty to the game, as the modding community has also addressed some of the game's shortcomings. Mods like Unofficial Skyrim Patch have fixed countless bugs and glitches that Bethesda, of course, never got around to addressing. Other mods have improved the game's AI and added new spells and abilities, and even overhauled entire systems like crafting and combat. I can't talk about mods and extensive game-changing overhauls without mentioning the clear elephant in the room. If you are aware of this mod, or complete rework rather, then you know I have to briefly talk about Endriel. Endriel is a complete and total conversion mod, meaning it transforms Skyrim into an entirely new game. It features a new land with its own lore and different biomes, deeply overhauled gameplay, and a professionally voiced storyline with a dark and mature narrative. The game introduces a completely overhauled leveling and skill system with experience points and classes, allowing players to build their own unique class by combining 9 subclasses, each representing a different playstyle. The game includes new assets such as photo scan vegetation, new buildings, armory, weapons, and creatures, along with over 4 hours of newly composed soundtrack. All of this said to clearly showcase just how this game truly became immortal. The impact of the Skyrim community extends beyond just mods. Players have created countless guides, tutorials, let's play videos, and deep dive videos just like this one, helping new players and players alike navigate the game's vast world. Fan art, cosplay, and fan fiction have also flourished, showcasing the creativity and passion of the community. The community's dedication has helped keep Skyrim relevant in the gaming world. Even as new RPGs are released, players continue to return to Skyrim, drawn by the wealth of content and the sense of belonging within the community. The game's numerous re-releases, including the recent Anniversary Edition, are a testament in some way to its enduring popularity. But as we look back on Skyrim's journey, it's clear that the game's legacy is not just about the world Bethesda created, but also about the community that has embraced and enhanced it. The lessons learned from Skyrim's community and modding scene will undoubtedly influence future games and modding communities, and it has for years. But to wrap up this already hefty video, I'll leave you guys with this. The community and modding scene have played a pivotal role in Skyrim's lasting success, and the game's immersive world, rich lore, and open-ended gameplay have provided a strong foundation, but it's the community that has kept the game truly alive. From the early days of modding to the present, players have continued to innovate and expand the game, ensuring that Skyrim remains a beloved classic. If you've stayed this long, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and thank you for giving my new format a try. And I appreciate all the support and will continue to make videos just like this one. I'm sorry, Lars. I'm so sorry, bro. She said I'm gonna bloody your lips. She's crazy.